Alright, so right now we're testing our camshaft position sensor circuits before we start changing any parts. Alright, so the issue is that we have an extended crank and a check engine light. And the code that we have is for the cam position sensor performance. Not necessarily a circuit code, just the computer sees the signal from the cam position sensor and it's not liking what it sees. So that could be caused by a bad sensor, the camshaft, the tone ring on the back of the camshaft gear coming loose, or the air gap between the sensor and the tone ring being too large. So before we go through tearing the camshaft out of this, or the front cover off of it, which is going to be several hours of work, we have to check all of our wiring first. So we have a wiring diagram here. Pretty simple. We have a 3-wire sensor. We have a 5-volt reference and a signal return, which is your power and ground. It's 5 volts, and this is your signal that goes back to the computer. So we have our diagram. Here's our ECM connector, and these are the pin numbers. You got to count across. You find them over here. So we got this is a real narrow, called back probing pins. So to make sure that we don't damage the spring-loaded pins inside here and inside our connector. You know, we got 1, 11, 21, 31. We can count over 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So at 36, 37 here. And then 48 is over here, our signal return. So we ohm each of these out. We'll come in the right one. We can see that let's make sure we're on the right pin here. You can see we have less than half an ohm, which is just what your wires are, your test leads. And you find that out by shortening them together. And you find out, all right, so that's no resistance. We have perfect continuity on that. And all 3 of these are perfectly fine back to this connector. But you can also have a short between 2 circuits. So this is our 5-volt reference, and we have almost 70 ohms of resistance, which is quite a lot. Probably wouldn't light up a light bulb if you put battery voltage through it. But if you go into our service information here for our code, it says in this guided step, you know, we're going to remove our connectors, and if it's greater than 100,000 ohms, nope, it means we've got less. We only got 70. We have a short circuit in our engine harness. Now, it's telling us we got to replace the whole engine harness. We could do that, but that's going to be several $1,000s. So what we're going to do is we're going to run all 3 new wires. That's it.